Constantine the Great, the emperor who transformed the Roman world. A decisive battle in 312 AD, the Battle of the Milvian Bridge, would change the fate of the Roman Empire and reshape the future of Christianity forever. Constantine the Great stands as one of the most decisive figures in the history of both the Roman Empire and Christianity. His reign marked a profound transformation, from an empire defined by persecution of Christians to one in which the Christian faith was openly recognized and supported. But Constantine's rise was not simple, nor was it immediate. It was shaped by civil war, political ambition, military struggle, and what Christian tradition describes as a moment of divine intervention that changed the course of history. To understand Constantine is to understand a turning point where ancient Rome began to give way to a new Christian civilization. A world in crisis. In the 3rd century AD, the Roman Empire was no longer stable or unshakable. It was cracking from within. Internal instability, economic decline, and constant military threats weakened imperial unity. To confront this crisis, Emperor Diocletian introduced a new system of governance known as the Tetrarchy, rule shared among 4 emperors. Though intended to restore order, the Tetrarchy instead produced rivalry and political fragmentation. Competing emperors vied for supremacy, and civil war became increasingly inevitable. It was into this fractured world that Constantine was born around AD 272 in Nisus, a city in the province of Moesia. His father, Constantius Chlorus, was a respected military commander who would eventually rise to become one of the ruling emperors in the West. His mother was Helena, later honored as Saint Helena, a woman of humble origins who would become one of the most revered women in Christian history. Constantine grew up in a world where survival depended on military strength, loyalty, and shifting alliances. Youth and rise in the military. From an early age, Constantine was trained within the Roman military system. He served in campaigns across the empire, including in the eastern provinces under Emperor Diocletian. He gained a reputation for discipline, intelligence, and courage. Unlike many aristocratic heirs, Constantine earned respect through military ability rather than noble birth. But his position was also politically dangerous. As Diocletian's system began to collapse, succession became uncertain, and ambitious leaders prepared to seize power. When his father died in 306 AD in Britain, Constantine was proclaimed emperor by his troops. Yet his claim was not universally accepted, and the empire soon fractured among rival rulers. The struggle for the empire. What followed was a period of intense civil war. Constantine was not immediately dominant. He had to fight to secure his position against other claimants, including Maxentius in Rome. These conflicts were not only political, but symbolic, representing competing visions for the future of the Roman world. Constantine gradually built alliances, strengthened his army, and prepared for a decisive confrontation that would determine control of the Western Empire. The vision of the cross. In 312 AD, as Constantine prepared to face Maxentius at the Battle of the Milvian Bridge, one of the most famous events in Christian tradition took place. According to Christian tradition, Constantine looked up to the sky and saw a sign that would define his destiny. In the sky, he saw a luminous symbol, a cross or the Chi-Rho sign, accompanied by the words, "In this sign, you will conquer." Whether understood as a spiritual vision or a moment of profound conviction, this experience deeply influenced Constantine's actions. He ordered his soldiers to mark their shields with the Christian symbol. What followed was one of the most decisive battles in Roman history. The Battle of the Milvian Bridge. The confrontation took place outside Rome at the Milvian Bridge. Constantine's forces faced those of Maxentius, who controlled the city itself. Despite being outnumbered in some accounts, Constantine's army achieved a decisive victory. Maxentius was defeated and drowned in the Tiber River during the retreat. Constantine entered Rome as the undisputed ruler of the West. Ancient sources describe the event as a turning point, not only politically, but also spiritually, marking the beginning of Constantine's association with the Christian God. The Edict of Milan and religious freedom. In 313 AD, Constantine and Licinius agreed on what became known as the Edict of Milan. This agreement granted religious tolerance across the empire and ended the persecution of Christians. For the first time in centuries, Christians were legally permitted to worship openly, build churches, and recover confiscated property. This was not yet a Christian empire, but it marked a major turning point in the relationship between Rome and Christianity. A new relationship with Christianity. As Constantine's rule stabilized, his support for Christianity became increasingly visible. He donated imperial funds for the construction of churches and supported Christian communities throughout the empire. Among the most significant projects were the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem, the Lateran Basilica in Rome, churches in Bethlehem and Constantinople. These buildings were not only places of worship, but also symbols of a new religious presence within imperial culture. At the same time, Constantine remained politically pragmatic. He sought unity within the empire and often intervened in church disputes to maintain stability. The Council of Nicaea. In 325 AD, Constantine convened the First Council of Nicaea, bringing together bishops from across the Christian world. The Church was facing internal theological disputes, particularly concerning the nature of Christ and his relationship to God the Father. To resolve these conflicts, the Council produced the Nicene Creed, a foundational statement of Christian belief that continues to be used in many churches today. Constantine's role was political rather than theological. He sought unity within the empire by supporting doctrinal agreement within the Church. Constantinople, the New Rome. In 330 AD, Constantine established a new imperial capital, Constantinople. Built on the site of Byzantium, the city was strategically located between Europe and Asia. It was designed to rival Rome, but it quickly developed its own Christian identity. Churches stood at the center of the city, and Christian influence shaped its development. Constantinople would later become the heart of the Eastern Roman Empire and one of the most important Christian cities in history. Final years and baptism. In his later years, Constantine gradually withdrew from active military leadership and governed through his sons. Near the end of his life, he was baptized as a Christian. This moment marked the culmination of a long journey from imperial warrior to Christian ruler. He died in 337 AD, leaving behind an empire permanently transformed by his reign. Legacy of Constantine. Constantine's legacy is both powerful and complex. He did not simply legalize Christianity, he changed its place within the structure of the Roman world. From a persecuted faith to one supported by imperial authority, Christianity entered a new historical phase that would shape the course of civilization. In the Eastern Orthodox tradition, Constantine is honored as a saint and is commemorated together with his mother on May 21st. In the Catholic tradition, he is remembered as a pivotal historical emperor who played a decisive role in the rise of Christianity, though he is not formally canonized as a saint. His reign laid the foundations for the Christian Roman Empire and influenced the development of medieval Europe. Yet his legacy also reflects the complex relationship between political power and religious authority, one that would shape history for centuries. Constantine the Great stands at a crossroads in history. His life marks the transition from ancient pagan Rome to a Christian empire that would shape the future of civilization. Through his decisions, the Christian faith entered public life in a way that would influence countless generations. Constantine the Great, emperor, strategist, and a defining figure in the history of Christianity. In Constantine, Rome did not simply change rulers, it changed direction.